Greetings, Fleet Commanders. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Starsector, Ashes of the Domain. Episode 40, Attempting the Veil. Oh, also, I did make that buffalo. So, the buffalo has shield cargo hauls and a cargo capacity that is better than the mules. So if I wanted to smuggle the pirate buffalo is effective for that, I guess. But it wouldn't be a combat ship. But like with the expanded cargo hull in it, it has a total cargo of about 600 capacity, just shy of 600. Whereas the mule has 250. So it's a little over double. It just can't fight. Right, I'm gonna go put the buffalo away because I don't want it, so I'm gonna drop it into Dolio. It doesn't need to be sped up, but nor does a mule. Small ships basically don't need to be sped up, so the buffalo here moves at 10. Yeah. Anything 9 or better is fine. Actually, I'm just going to sell it, because I don't intend to use it. Alright. So we're waiting around for the Auroras to be made, which will take 9 days. I don't think there's really anything meaningful for me to do in 9 days. I'm just going to hang out in my core system, passing time quickly, I think. And praying that, like, a random mercenary shows up or something. And at the end of the month here, I'm going to pause the Hypershunt tap. Oh, I was going to say that we should probably pull the wormhole so that I can set up a tap. And Red Fox has grown. So with Red Fox grown, I think I'm going to do another smelter. So I'm going to initiate wormhole shutdown, retrieve anchor. I feel bad for this anchor because we've like dismantled it 1,000 times. I think I'm going to set up this anchor in an adjacent star system so that it isn't the anchor that always gets pulled. So Gamma Piscum, I'll set up the anchor because Gamma Piscum, if I recall correctly, also has a gate. So I can gate to the anchor, which is reasonable. And that way I won't constantly be shutting it down. Wow, yeah. This zone has a lot of stable points. Given that, I should probably set up a nav beacon here too. Whatever. Alright, megastructures. You are 23% restored. I'm going to pause restoration so that my bank account can handle it. This will be stable in 164 days. And then I'm going to set up a tap over in Tarshish. Shogo Cargo Atlas would be awesome. Yeah, well, that would be OP. You know, almost a quarter in progress. Not bad, but a quarter of one segment. So, a ninth, if you will. It's expensive. In order to set up this tap, it requires resources, but I don't remember what the resources are off the top of my head, so let's just deploy this thing and it will tell me. Oh, that is so weird. They set up a nav buoy without me even asking for a nav buoy. I was like, where did my stability point go? Oh, they built it themselves. And, cheers. So the Hypershunt receiver needs 1,000 metals and 100 purify or domain grade Got it. Where my metals, I think, are at Raveno, right? Yes. So I'm going to have to head over to Raveno, but I'll take the 100 domain grade now, which is a 500,000. You can see why I paused early, because I knew the cost was coming. So we'll pop over to Raveno and grab the metals that we need. Which, you know, would have been nice to have the wormhole, but I just got rid of it, right? And I'm going to swing by Tarmarin too for a little bit of fuel, because I'm almost out of fuel. And I don't want to be burning on fumes, that'd be bad. Yeah, the gate systems are very close. It's not inconvenient to use the gate anyway. It doesn't really... It's not ideal, but it's not hurt me too bad to not have the wormhole up. I keep forgetting to check for mercs. Alright. Well, that bill will come toll, which is 3/4 of a million. I'm not really worried about the cash we'll have left over. Oh, hello. You are here to harass my fuel production. So you know what? You want to fight? You get to fight. Kind of wish I had more ships, because this is my, like, minimum fleet size bear escort. Let's have you guys... Sensor jammer, comms relay. There's no real point trying to hoard deployment points, because I don't have anything else to deploy. But, I don't want the Auroras, like, going off and getting themselves blown up. Because they have a bunch of Eagles or Falcons, I forget which one, coming to harass us. Yeah, time for the Aurora redesign to prove them against real ships. The thing is, they outnumber us maybe like 2-to-1 or 3-to-1. So it's not exactly fair, as the Auroras are supposed to be hit-and-run ships supported by tanks and the like. And if they're not supported by tanks, they're not supposed to be able to tank on their own. They're quick strike. And it looks like they have a bunch of Falcons. Got it. Oh, and some Eagles. Falcon-Eagle mix. Yeah, don't bump me. Alright, tell them the full assault. And then there's their executor. Which has, honestly, it's loaded. It's pretty weak. High-intensity lasers and... I didn't see the other one. Alright. All Auroras, come pop this idiot with me. Ah! They're doing a pretty good job harassing their capital ship. Keeping them off of me. Keeping its flux maxed. Yeah, they're just swarm murdering. Which is great. Love to see it. And the enemy ships. Yep, alright, just got swarmed to death. I likey, I likey, I likey. Is this the crisis? Sort of. This is a fleet leading up to the crisis. This is essentially Sindrian getting pissed that I'm manufacturing fuel and sending harassments, but it's not the full colony crisis. This isn't the, like, saturation bombing, I'm gonna kill you to death crisis. So, they're defeated. We did so much better than I thought we would, honestly. We just smoked them like they were nothing. Which is, honestly, very unexpected. I thought it would be a little bit harder to wipe out a fleet full of, like, Eagles and an Executor. But my Auroras are just attack monsters, so there they go. There's their entire fleet went poof. Good job! Nice harassment. And crisis went down a little bit, but, you know, I wasn't controlling that. That was them ganking me. I wasn't in charge of that. Did I level up? I believe I just got a story point. Yes. Alright, I'm going to do a save and an exit because the game's starting to chunk. So I want to run a little bit faster. And then I'll set up the Auroras, the new ones, the two new ones, up for big battles. I guess that means I have a raffle timer. So raffle timer's up for all the new ships that I want to roll out. The Odysseys, the Furies, and the Auroras. And then we'll see if we can't take out 3.5 Doritos. The other thing I'm going to say is, like, shamelessly, I'm going to save right before the fight. So if I get wiped, I'm just going to load. That way we can actually defend against Sindrian. Otherwise, I would have to play real cautiously, and I don't really want to do that. So here comes the tap. And the receiver is not within range because we haven't. So this Marvel utilizes a miniaturized wormhole interface to draw immense power directly from a nearby coronal hypershunt, offering a colony nearly limitless energy. This process begins by consuming a large quantity of transphotonics to establish and stabilize a wormhole. Once operational, the power draw is self-sustaining. And we are still, of course, in the process of the coronal wormhole restoration project. God, I have a lot of random metals here. Okay, did we manufacture all the ships that I wanted? Yes. Awesome. So let's set them up. Naked Fury, Naked Fury, Naked Fury. And the Fury that needs renaming. And Naked Aurora, Naked Aurora. Good. We did also get the second Odyssey, which I'll take out for a spin. And then I'll also take the Omens and... Okay, so I'm up to 39. I need to ditch some. The 4 monitors are getting ditched. The tugs are getting ditched. Ooh, the storage ships are getting ditched. And 1 more monitor. So here is my fleet of 30. So... yeah, this is easily the biggest fleet I've ever fielded by a lot. I'm going to get, like, way more crew than I need because I'm sure I'm going to have intense losses at the end of this fight. Meaning a lot of supply goods as well. So my monthly bill when comes toll is going to be brutal. All right, pulling... Oh, you leveled up. Perfect. You leveled up a while ago. I just ignored that. Pulling the pilots out of the captain seats so that I can auto-assign and make sure that they're right. Refit. This is the BFA. Make this the BFA Odyssey. They're not quite identical because I ran out of rocket pods. So I'm going to pull one rocket pod out here and put it here instead. And then... oh, right. AUG drives. So I'm going to AUG drive here, even though I don't think it's a good use of my story point. I'm going to do it anyway. Just so that they're the same. Which then pressures me to figure out like a loadout that I actually like for the Odysseys at some point. Auto fit. There. Okay, so now they're identical. Cool. What else needs fitting? The Furies. Oops. I meant to refit. Keep misclicking. And the Auroras. Yeah, I would say this looks like a pretty good death stack fleet. So let's start naming the ships. I did see that one of the Furies had the wrong missiles. So I'll have to double... it looks like a bunch of the Furies might have the wrong armaments. I'll double check that before we actually deploy. So let's start renaming them. We'll start with the unnamed Auroras. We have got the Blood Mess. And the other one is... do you... Yeah, we'll do it. I'm not going to worry about repeat names because it's just too much to handle. Alright, the Odysseys. The Helix 8. And... Skyra. Alright, scroll all the way down. We got one of the Furies. Stickiest. And then the other Furies are at the top. Panzer. Panzer's a funny name for Fury, given that Fury was a movie about destroying panzers. Sort of. Chairborne Ranger? Nimiot. And I think that's it. Oh, I have another unnamed Aurora. Not that I see. Everything here has a name as far as I could tell. Unless it's not Tate. No, I took everything. Yeah, alright, everything's got a name. It's quite a lot of ships. The monitors don't have names. True. Let's do some of those. Alright, turtle, I'm gonna reroll that. The other turtle. Okay. Turtle sandwich. Rerolling that. Craven Horde. Rerolling that. Rerolling that again. Oh my god. Be Sphinx. And I think we're good. I think that's all of them. Alright. This is quite the mega fleet. I'm going to try to line them up reasonably. I did notice that some of the Furies have Typhoon have Reaper launchers or the wrong missiles. Typhoon Reaper launchers are fine. I don't see that as a problem. I'm a little worried that given how weak the Odysseys performed, they're not worth bringing, but I suppose we'll see. So I think what I'm going to do is make this a Typhoon Reap to match the other two. So now they're all identical. I just changed the loadout a little bit. I'm going to put the Omens away, because I don't think that this is going to be a particularly good fight for Omens. They're just going to get blown up. So I'll take 3 more monitors. What I'm hoping to do is that I'm hoping to have the monitors flood the battlefield enough that it wastes the Tesseract's damage. Essentially just taunting or kiting or whatever you want to call it. Okay, that took a while, but there we go. This is the fleet. And sorry about the Nightbot spam in chat. Alright. Oh boy. I might even need more crew. My monthly bill is gonna be rough. What does my income say it's gonna be? I don't know. I don't want to know. Oh, another Merc officer. Yoink. Oh, she's level 6 too. We'll put her. I'm just gonna let the game kind of decide. I'm gonna uninstall or unassign all of my officers and be like, all right, game. And maybe I'll just double check for the Pegasi to make sure that they are at least missile spec'd. You are not missile spec'd. You are though. You are not missile spec'd. Not missile spec'd. No, you're missile spec'd. So we'll put Ursa in there, and Arkwolf in there. Okie dokie. There's a big old fleet here. Doesn't get much bigger than that. Save. And now, the current priority is destroy the Vale fleet. Take even more crew, expect more losses. If I have to limp home, like, so be it. It's not a big deal. So we're heading out to Doggin. To the Vale of Knowledge. Wish me luck. This is going to be spicy. This is possibly the most difficult fight in the galaxy, minus of a single fleet. The caveat being of a single fleet. You can definitely have like colony crisis fleets that rival this fight, but of a single fleet, this might be the worst or the scariest or whatever you want to call it. So, red light. Oh, who the hell? And hey, look, I'm not like completely broke. Make sure to save. There it is. And I'll even save copy, just so that I definitely have a load. Alright, so we are up against 3 Tesseracts and I think that's an armor shard. One of the Auroras unfortunately took storm damage. You know what? Actually, I'm going to exit campaign and load. I should have noticed ahead of time. I'm just going to sit here to repair that ship a little bit. I don't want to be down a ship. And we'll check out the mining station while we... Hey, don't bang me! Oh. Got a free core out of that. This is going to take a minute for that Aurora to recover. What are you doing? It's like a pirate fleet that's like, hey, we're going to... Get wrecked. I'm going to take your dram. Alright, the Aurora's up to 54%. We'll bring it up to like 70%. I should have been more careful about avoiding storms on my way out. Red Fox just got smelting. So let's upgrade to refining. And taking a look at the colonies, net income's actually a bit lower. Is that because of hostilities? Probably. My relationship with other factions is kind of souring a little bit, so I think it's hurting income. Not terribly, though. Alright, it is 69%. That's good enough. Here we go. So I want a Paragon, a Pegasus, and then let's do an Aurora and a Fury. Like a mix of one of each. And I really just want everyone to defend 1 point, and then once we, once the Tesseracts come in, I'll sick all of the attack ships onto, like, 1 Tesseract to try to bring it down quick. A little worried about that, oh, sick! The Pegasus was just like, I'm gonna nuke the armor. So it's gone, but it did a pretty good job. Let's try a Odyssey out. I like how aggressive it got. So I'm taking defensive posturing, basically having everyone defend 1 spot, but now that we're all loaded in, I'm gonna have them take the Tesseract that's on my butt off of me. So I can vent. There we go. Okay, Odyssey was a complete bust. Good to know. Oops, didn't mean to drop my shields. So the one we're aiming for is this one. And we just lost the other Paragon. Alright, let's do this. Fury going to pop. I'm going to save up for Auroras. There goes another Aurora. It's not going well. But it's too soon to say whether it will be a win or a loss. It looks like something, probably the armor shard got broken, because there's the Dextral here. That replaced it. There goes another Fury. So at this point, I'm just going to save up for the Auroras. For Aurora deployment. So everyone's trying to... Let's have everyone go after this one. And I'll try to keep the others busy. Oh, there goes the other Pegasus. The Pegasus aren't very easily defended because they're squishy. They're like glass cannony. And that doesn't fare very well for this fight. So now what I'm doing is I'm just trying to buy the entire battle group time to kill that Tesseract while I, like, fortress against the other two. And I'm honestly destined to die like this unless they can take it out reasonably. What I can try to do is send monitors, and I don't have a lot of command points, but send monitors after the Tesseracts that are, covering me to see if they can't pull aggro so that I can vent while the Auroras chase down the Eastern Tesseract. But yeah, the Auroras are dropping like flies, which really doesn't surprise me much. I'm hoping the Paragon steps in and does something, but it seems to just be sitting passively. Alright, I did drop aggro for a second, so I was able to vent without much hull damage, which is pretty good. And we're down to just a few ships left in reserves. Although I did just get some armor damage on this Tesseract, which is pretty good. There goes another monitor. So the cheapest thing I have now is at 45 for an Odyssey. And this Tesseract is still completely hull intact. All of them are, except the one I'm attacking directly. So basically, my ships have not been doing a really good job of actually taking anything out and focus firing. I think the Auroras just aren't closing the distance. I think the Auroras are possibly too cautious. And that Aurora's gonna die because it's getting double teamed by two Tesses. Trying to help it. Alright, so we only have one more in reserve, which is a Paragon, which costs 60, so I can't deploy it yet. See if this Odyssey can help me. Honestly, all it did so far is just ram me, which, surprisingly enough, is not particularly helpful. There's not even a single Tesseract down, actually. It's just the armor shard that's down. The problem is if you don't focus fire on one of the Tesseracts, you just never take them down because they dump their flux so quickly and disengage so quickly that they always escape destruction unless you just stack a hell of a lot of DPS on them. The other tactic, perhaps, for this is just to have, like, stacks of beefy Paragons to deal with the Tesseracts that are all, like, auto-pulsed so that there's every ship in the field can turtle, if need be. But I don't think this fight went well. What I might end up doing is retry this fight one more time, because some of it is just a matter of, like, do the individual ships that I'm commanding make good choices, and because I can't micromanage them due to a limitation of command points, I can't really determine that fight to fight. So I'm going to try a slightly different loadout here, where I fight in our defensive back zone with 3 Paragons and 2 Auroras, hoping that the Auroras can act as attack dogs and the Paragons can act as damage absorption. But this is exactly kind of how I thought the fight would go. It doesn't surprise me at all. You know, triple Tesseracts is really hard to deal with when you don't use experimental redacteds. Alright. So what I'm hoping is to sick the Auroras after one Tesseract that I'm focusing on, allowing the other Paragons to just tank. This Paragon here is just getting flux maxed. So we have... There goes the Aurora. We have officially done the same amount of damage to the enemy fleet as we did last round already. That's how little that we got accomplished last round. For point of reference. Alright, my flux is high. There goes the Paragon. It, like, blew up on me, which is not ideal. Instead of more Paragons, I'm going to do 3 Auroras. I have all 3 Tesseracts up my butt. The other Paragon on my right is, like, nearly blown up. It has almost no armor damage, or armor left. And I'm hoping these Auroras... No, don't bump me into the enemy. I want them to pass by me, taking pressure off of me, so that I can vent. There we go. Alright, Paragon wants to team up with me against this one. Let's do it. And it's dead as soon as it... as soon as it starts firing. Yeah, what it really needs is 2 battleships focus firing on 1 Tesseract. I mean, that much is obvious. But it's just tricky, because they move around so fast that a lot of it is just like lucky positioning and the like. Alright, let's say everybody on this Tesseract. The one that I've already armor damaged. Yeah, this one's getting taken out. I don't care about the monitor. If I have to friendly fire, whatever. If it wants to sit in front of me, it gets to blow up. Not a big loss. So better this round, but not perfect. Not ideal. We do have one of the Tesseracts almost down, though. If I could get a good volley from the Pegasus to finish off one of the Tesses, this is more doable than before. Also depends on how the Odyssey performs. So this is the one that's almost dead. And the other Tesseract that we've been firing on is almost dead as well. Yep, there goes one Tess! I like it. Alright, another Pegasus. So they're down to 2 Tesseracts left. This one, everyone should be against this one, which is the lowest HP. Because the Tesseracts are the really dangerous enemies. The smaller shards, the shield breakers and the armor shards, armor breakers are like less scary. I think if we can take out all 3 Tesses and make them their smaller forms, it's winnable even with the losses we have so far. And I almost have this Tesseract down. Come on. Come on. Yes! Okay, everybody against this Tesseract. And let's just keep monitor flooding. I wanted to keep it... Oh, the Pegasus is still alive! Barely. I wanted to keep it alive so that it could burst damage with them Hurricane Mervs. This Pegasus is probably going to go down. It's surrounded by small facets that are going to, like, swarm it. Sorry, Monitor, you're in the way. And Paragon coming out because the Pegasus went pop. Perfect timing. The Paragon popped out. right as this thing was high flux, and it got hit by me and the other Paragon at the same time, which was just good coincidence. Alright, I think what I'm going to do is do a full assault so that we can get rid of some of these smaller shards that are swarming. And then I'm hoping that monitors can absorb the aggro from the last Tesseract. Might be wishful thinking, but we'll see. Because if I can clear all this small garbage so that we can drop our flux, we can sort of turtle in one group. Oh, what are you doing? Oh my god, Odyssey. My firing groups got all screwed up. Alright, the Odyssey got stupid, and the Paragon sat in my shadow the whole time. Honestly, that Paragon super screwed up. I, like, kept waiting for it to make a move, and it just kept sitting in front of me and effectively blocking me from retreat and not damaging the enemy, which sucks. I'm gonna try to deploy the Prometheus, because it could just explode and take something out. You never know. I don't know how my weapon groups got so screwed up. I know, the Prometheus didn't blow up on anything. Yo, put your shields up, dude! What in God's name are you doing? You are a Paragon. You are not an Invictus. I don't think it was venting, because its flux was not maxed. I can't get around it. Yeah, it's gonna die because it's like just strafing in front of me, and I can't help it because it's sitting in my way. Yeah, get your fortress up. No, keep your fortress up. There we go, cooking the Tessie. But you didn't fortress, you dingus. Stupid Paragon using 3 brain cells. It was closer. Yeah, I'm not gonna win this. Definitely closer. Thank you for tuning in to Starsector, Ashes of the Domain, which originally streamed live on Twitch March 7th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow captains,